Hello everybody, welcome back to Connect HR Hangouts. It's your favorite sizzling host, Babi Mawela. We promised you a follow-up episode of what our previous guest, Tobela Tapula, does on a day-to-day basis. Please stay tuned as we take you through what he does.
I'm Tobela Tapula, the Chief Executive of Nxeko Group. This is our office where we operate. We meet clients for stakeholder management and fundraising services. So you're welcome to our office.
I'm Kim Nair, and I own an insurance franchise that's currently called Ardent Wealth. Our logo here is Passion Led Us Here. What we do is we do full financial planning for individuals as well as businesses and corporates. We currently specialize, and is our first step is a free will, which we do, and then identify shortfalls. My team and I believe that insurance should be your first and not your last option. Part of it being your first option, we understand that when somebody dies or passes away, we understand that as a company, we need to ensure that your loved ones are protected. And by doing so, we ensure that all your financial needs are protected as well as your children. The reason why our motto is Passion Led Us Here, because every single client of ours, we believe that at any point, if something has to happen to you, we have fully left your family and your children covered, and we are the last action in that entire process. And what we do is we are the only people that can look after your loved ones and your widows. With that being said, we take this job very seriously because we understand the need of loved ones being taken care of. That's what my company does. We specialize in life, disability, dread, as well as impairment, corporate, retirement annuities, funeral covers, estate planning, as well as identifying needs that your company might not have thought of for your staff. We also do wellness days to ensure that your staff are protected. I recently joined forces with Tobela to assist, and what we're trying to create is a company where we all work with each other and for each other.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Connect HR Hangouts. It's your favorite host, Babi Mawela. We are back with yet another banging episode. We are finally on episode 22. And like we have promised you, we are with our favorite guest, Tobela Tapula. He was our previous guest on episode 21, and we promised you to give you an insight of his personal space and just more about what he does. Thank you for your continuous support to every subscriber on our channel. And if you're new here, welcome. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe, and click on the notification button so that every time we upload a new episode, you receive a notification. Mr. Tobela, how are you doing today?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I'm good.
Yes, so we're getting up close and personal with you. Please kindly give our viewers a reminder of why we are here and what you actually do.
Thanks a lot. We formed a company called Nxeko Group,
Yes.
which is essentially assisting companies to better engage with government.
Yes.
Companies have been complaining for quite some time that governments seem not to be responsive, with their concerns.
True.
Concerns that are relating to legislation, for instance. I would make an example about the tobacco bill.
Yes.
Or the alcohol bill that is in Parliament. Couple of companies who are in that space are saying, you know what, we're worried about this legislation. It's going to affect our businesses. Therefore, us having the capacity to employ more people, contribute to the economy. But the powers that be in government, like your policymakers, ministers, and so on, seem not to hear us when we raise these concerns. So our company is essentially to create a neutral platform for better engagement between government and the industry. So that's what we do. But more and above that, there's a company that I'm involved with.
Yes.
It's called Gateways Business Consultants. Their main focus is to assist companies to develop business strategies. As you may know, companies every day, they always project where they want to be in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years or 10 years. So Gateways essentially develops strategies working with these companies to essentially grow their businesses. And the strategy that we develop for companies is not your typical, the strategy that everyone talks about.
Yeah.
We simplify it. We make sure that a company is also part of the thinking process of developing their own strategy. And then the implementation is left with certain individuals in those companies so that they have this sense of ownership. It's not just a strategy imposed by us, but it's a strategy that they have a buy-in into. And their job essentially to implement it and grow their businesses. That's what we do. But also my involvement with the Thabo Mbeki Foundation.
Yes.
As their fundraising committee member. So every time when we interact with potential funders, whether we're in South Africa or we're in Europe, UAE, and so on, our job is basically to say there's a foundation in South Africa doing good work around peace and security, education, and so on. How do you partner with a credible institution like this so that it can be able to, make impact on the ground, implement its projects or programs? One of the projects that they are implementing now is the Thabo Mbeki Presidential Library.
Oh, okay.
A library that is going to house not only President Mbeki's material, but also housing other prominent African leaders.
Yeah.
Who contributed immensely, within the African continent. One of them is Kenneth Kaunda, Malum Nyerere, Robert Mugabe, and so on. So that's the stuff that we do, that I do as a person. And I would like young people to not to be shy, to contact me.
Okay.
To connect them to opportunities in the private sector. Because I know there's an outcry out there of young people with credible educational background,
True.
but they are not given the opportunity to get the work experience.
Yeah.
So what I normally do as a person is to link up young people who want to penetrate certain industries and talk to people who are leaders in those industries to say, can we open up, opportunities for young people to play a part, meaningful role in those sectors or in those industries. So essentially, that's what I do.
Lovely work. And I keep on saying to you, do such amazing stuff that people don't even know about. But today we are letting loose a little bit. We got into the deep stuff when we had you last week. And thank you for that, by the way.
Thanks.
Our episode was well received and you added a lot of value to our podcast. So we are in your personal space
Yes.
right now. I think we just want to get to know you more. And you mentioned President, the former
Yes.
President Thabo Mbeki. What's your association with him?
To be quite honest with you, I was so privileged. I used to be in the private sector for about 16 years.
Yeah.
And then contacted the foundation, Thabo Mbeki Foundation, and said to them, can I do voluntary work for the foundation?
Yeah.
Then I used to work for a cement manufacturer. I said to them, I know you guys are building the Thabo Mbeki Presidential Library. Can I be a volunteer just to galvanize resources such as building materials so that you don't have to spend money buying concrete, cement, steel, and all these things? My job would be essentially just go to the built industry to ask for these resources so that you don't have to spend money towards this. So honestly, I don't have a personal relationship with him.
Yeah.
I've met him a couple of times. But my role was to assist his foundation, working with the CEO of that foundation to say what contribution can I make to make sure that the foundation, manages to implement its projects and programs. Basically, this is the book one of my favorite books.
Yes.
That was written by people who are very close to him. And he actually signed this copy. So one of my favorite
Can
books.
I show my people?
I would suggest that young people who want to know about the contribution that he has made in South Africa on the continent to read this book. But he's one of the presidents that motivated me when I was still a professional.
Yes.
Even at school when I was doing my postgraduate studies, because I did politics and international relations, one of the people that really inspired us to think deeper about South Africa, about the continent, and our contribution to develop, this continent. So, I was very fortunate, blessed, privileged to work for his foundation and to sort of meet with him one or two or three occasions, giving him progress reports about the Thabo Mbeki Presidential Library, which is essentially his project. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you shared with us, I think, in private that you recently took up a new role. Are you keen to share that, or is it still...
You know what? I will share it when the time is right. But what I can say at this stage is that it's important for young people to not to be scared.
Yeah.
To interact with government.
Yes.
For instance, I work very closely with the MEC for Agriculture in Gauteng.
Yeah.
That is the office that has dedicated itself to deal with hunger in Gauteng. And to deal with young people not being employed and who are not given opportunities to play in the agricultural space. So I would basically say to young people who are interested to be in that sector, not to be shy.
Yeah.
To liaise with people in that ministry or to liaise with me.
Okay.
So that we can sort of open up opportunities for them, in that industry.
Okay, that's amazing. And will we be able to share your contact with people who show interest? Sorry.
No, definitely. I will share my contacts. If they write to you guys, please share my email address and cell number. But as we're saying, we are in a comfortable space. I think I also need to share my hobbies, what I really like
absolutely.
doing.
I was actually about to ask.
I'm a golfer, by the way.
Oh, okay.
12 handicap.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And really the reason why I joined the sport, probably about 12 years ago.
Okay.
I was really tired of not seeing black people playing the sport.
Golf,
because I was based in Cape Town then.
Yeah.
You hardly find people playing the sport. I'm not saying they are not there. But very few people who play the sport. And when I moved to Joburg, I ensured that we formed a partnership with the World of Golf in Woodmead, where we essentially create space, for young people, especially women, black women, to play the sport, not to be intimidated, by the sport. So I love golf. I love reading.
Yeah.
I'm sometimes do some hiking and so on.
Okay.
Just to keep fit. Because you can't be only focusing on work without...
No, you can't.
Without
a balance.
balance.
Yes.
You have to balance. I'm also married,
Yes.
to a lovely person. We have got 3 kids. And I think she's one of the pillar of strength. She's also in business, running her own furniture manufacturing business.
Amazing. We've seen her work, by the way. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So when you see someone like myself, obviously there's always a driving force behind,
of course,
their success. In my case, it is my wife, and my spirituality is very, very important. Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your everyday push? What pushes you to be the hard worker that you are to date?
I think I'll be honest with you. I was raised by my father, a single dad. And the conditions were not that great. The conditions were not that great. But he actually taught me the work ethic, working hard. Because if you work hard, automatically you are going to be successful.
Yes.
So what drives me is not to go back to that situation.
True.
Bad situation, and I wouldn't really call it poverty, but not having access to certain things.
Yeah.
That is actually what motivates me. But at the same time, using the resources that I have to uplift other people, mostly young people, so that they don't lose hope that this country is not, interested to uplift or to assist them. So that's essentially what drives me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is it from us.
Yeah.
We're going to go have a look at what you do on a daily basis at your place of work.
Yes.
So we are excited for that. But overall, we thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to meeting with you again.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
a lot.
Ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in. We love and appreciate you. Thank you.